everybody. Oh, God, my voice gave out there. Oh, God, I'm going through puberty. But hello there, everybody. Welcome to Roll to Talk, where we roll to talk. I'm trying with the catchphrase in line, but yes, hello there, everybody. We got a special one going on for this episode today. We have some pretty cool guests here. Hello there, guests. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Sean. You can find me all across the internet as HelpActionNeeded, primarily on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. I do a lot of weird indie shit. Sometimes it's happy, most times it's sad.
They're also really good indie weird shit, so you go better check that out.
Hi, I'm Abigail, and I'm in a lot of those things, and one of them's pretty happy. The rest of them are really sad.
I mean, hey, you got
I'm interested to know which one you think is happy.
Oh, yes.
The electric state, right?
Okay. I mean, yeah, that one's not that sad.
I play a robot. I play a robot in
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. That one's got some Found Family energy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good trip.
Yeah, robots are funny and happy most of the time.
Yeah, she was just looking for her body as she's trapped in the Neuroscape. But super chill times.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, y'all know me. I'm Dice&Autism. What up? But yeah, that doesn't matter. Today, we're talking about some really cool stuff with these two lovely beads because these two got a really cool actual play that they were doing and everything, which you can go check out on Help Actions Needed YouTube channel. It is, what is the name again? I can't remember. It's on top of my head. What would it be again?
Okay, are you just going to point at me for every question? It's called
Probably.
Godkiller Songs of the Past.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, trying to like do like a natural like prompt of like, so I'm not like the one person talking and everything.
See, we have recently been going, Sean talks first, Abby talks first. So I thought the
Yeah.
fact I introduced myself first meant that you would answer that
I
question, but
forgot.
clearly you're not. So
I'll go next time, okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, lordy. But yes, these two lovely beings have been doing an incredible action play of the God Slayer game and everything. And so, first off, how dare you with that first episode? How dare you? Second off, sorry, I watched a few of the episodes to prep up for this, and a lot of tears. But yes, tell us a little bit about the Godslayer system, what you do with it, what's it about, and how do you kind of like run the game and everything, both as a DM and as a player.
Well, I did say I was gonna go first, but but I feel like running the game should start with the GM perspective.
Yeah, I can go.
Hey.
Yeah, so Godkiller is a duet system using the Powered by the Apocalypse system. So roll 2d6, but unlike a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse, you don't want to roll high. You want to roll between a 7 and a 9, because if you get below a 7, you failed because you're bad. If you get a 10 or higher, you fail because you did too much, and suddenly everyone's eyes are on you. It has two different types of moves. It has mortal moves and divine moves. The divine moves are kind of tapping into your, like, I have a little bit of god blood in me. That's how I can kill gods. I'm immortal. Something happened. Hooray, I can kill gods now. Or in Odette's case, oh shit, my world is sad. I don't like that I can kill gods now. Things are bad. And so your mortal moves are anything that a person can do. So talking, checking, doing a vibe check, and all of those don't require any sort of roll. They're just a conversation. Like, I think I understand that this person's mad at me. Can you tell me what they like about me? Sort of conversation. And then the divine moves are, I want to kill this guy. And so rolling in that case. And as a DM, it gives you so much creative freedom because the only real canon about it is that the world is called the Cradle. There are dying gods and magic is dying and people are sad. And that's all you have to do to prep. So Abby, what's it like on the player side?
Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. 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 Oh man, that's so cool. That is really cool. And for those who don't know, the Godkiller game is was made by the really cool and talented Connie Chang, who also is the GM for the Transplaner podcast game, actual play and everything. Go check them out. Really cool. We'll have the descriptions and the link below and all that. So yeah. So what about this game made you want to go, yes, I want to play this so badly? Oh. Well.
Oh,
Welcome back.
thank you. I don't know what the question was, but I have a point of order question. Abby's unmuted in here. Are we supposed to be unmuted in Video Ninja?
Ooh.
I see. I see. So when did this occur?
Right before you answered the last question about the player's perspective, you unmuted, and I went, "Ooh."
I unmuted in the wrong spot. I see. So sorry, my bad.
It's okay. Power of editing. Edit dice. Let's remember that.
So I need to
Yeah.
answer about about being a player.
Yeah,
again.
being a player for the Godkiller game.
I just noticed you doing that, and I went, "Huh, fascinating, interesting. You're the only one unmuting, and either I misread it or you're wrong."
Oh,
Uh,
it's me wrong.
It's all good.
It's me wrong.
Hmm?
Okay. We'll try this again.
Yeah.
From a player's perspective,
Hmm?
being the God Killer
Hmm?
is very fun. It is I don't want to say it's necessarily rewarding
Hmm?
because like there's a lot of consequences in the game, but I feel like it's narratively rewarding. I love in Powered by the Apocalypse the little like
Yeah.
the sheet, and so every session I would have the three tabs. So I'd have my notes, my character sheet, and the moves sheet, which is great so that I don't have to be going through the whole book for the moves or memorize them.
Yeah.
The the two I definitely used the most
Hmm?
were the mortal move Act Impulsively, which is the what advantage do you seize, and then what trouble hits you hard and fast. The
Hmm?
player gets to answer one, and the GM gets to answer another. And I would always prefer to say what advantage do I seize, and then let Sean do the terrible part of it and be the bad
Yeah.
guy. Uh,
Yeah.
and then Tempt Fate was a role that I really like to do in the divine rules because I really liked the consequences of it, but also if you got it, so on a hit 7 to 9, you get through it mostly unscathed. The fates spare you for now.
Yeah.
On an overkill, you triumph over this specific ordeal, but attract the attention of your enemies. They react immediately. I think that one happened a couple times where I rolled very high and
yeah,
the
you really
enemy
like to
reacted
attract
immediately.
attention. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially the finale. Almost every roll in the finale, you're like 12, 12, 12.
3, yeah, it was it did not work in my
Yeah.
favor. And then
Yeah.
yeah, on a miss, the fates laugh in your face, the GM will describe how your plan implodes. So, yeah, it's a very hardcore game, but
Yeah.
I love it. I love the way that they use the prompts within it.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I can imagine as a player that it gives that very much fuck around and find out, and it's sort of like I want you to fuck around here, but do you have the chance to see if you can get out of like finding out or not? That's just like, oh, juicy. I love that. Yeah. But yes, okay, back to the question I was going to ask before a little glitchy glitch. What about with Godkiller brought you into this game and being like, yes, I want to run it. Yes, I want to be a player of it. What scratch that itch of like, I must get this in my system here?
Ooh, well, I think
Yeah, Abby and I. Oh,
I thought you said that I was gonna answer this one first.
yeah, but then you hadn't said, and
Oh!
even the last one where you were supposed to answer first, you made me, so I assumed that was what we were defaulting to. Are you going to lead a question, Abigail?
I was.
This is what
See,
happens when you've been working on a project for 10 months together.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I will. Thank you. Running Godkiller was actually my idea.
Ooh.
But
Hmm?
Sean was the one who was like, "Do you want to do a duet game? Like, let's do some sort of duet game." And
Yeah.
I immediately was like, "We gotta do Godkiller. Like, we have to." It's
Yeah.
a system that I mean, everyone wants to try it, and it's just like I played a one shot at one point in the system, and it was really, really cool and very narrative driven, and it was a very fun one shot. So I wanted to see what it would be like to actually like develop the God Killer and her
Hmm.
story over time. And
Hmm?
so I was like, Sean, can we do a God Killer? Can we do a God Killer? Mind you, Sean and I had shared a table for maybe 20 minutes total prior to this conversation.
That sounds a lot of every TTRPG table. Oh man, that's really really cool.
Your turn.
Yeah, and we went.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had been doing one table together where we were antagonistic towards each other because of plot reasons.
Mm.
Not even plot reasons we established. It was built up in the world that our characters were like diametrically opposed. And also a
Yeah.
huge power struggle. Like she's like a little gal trying her best, and mine's like an entity of time that's like, if you keep going, I will kill you. And so just had a very
Yeah.
emotional scene of being like, hey, stop. And then her being like, I don't understand. I'm like, I don't care if you understand. Stop. And then we ended the call like, okay, what should we do now? And it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, what a fun turnaround, I suppose, to go from
Yeah.
that to what's next. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it kind of just
Yeah.
fell into it. After she suggested it, I looked over the system, I was like, yeah, like this I understand the concept of this. Let's run
Yeah.
it. And then I looked at it for real and yeah, it worked out. And then we got a bunch of people to come in and help us build the world and
Hmm.
do a bunch of other stuff to help it feel lived in. And then
Yeah.
we started recording.
Awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, with Godkiller being a very kind of unique TTRPG of being just like you and like another person or anything, it's almost very much, as we all say, that TTRPG is make believe, but it's like that core make believe when you play with your friend outside in the forest and you're hanging out and you've got like sticks as swords and everything. What was that like? Very much having that as an actual play of just like dices and just you two and not really having anyone else to like bounce off with or like all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. From the start, it was very collaborative. The first 45 minutes of the game in the world, Abby knew that
Mm.
world inside and out. Like we wanted Odette to know just as much as we wanted Abby to know. Abby
Mm.
did not know that the entire campaign was not taking place on that tower. Abby thought the entire game
Mm.
was taking place there. So at that 45-minute mark, when she goes, "What?" That's also Abby going, "What?" Because she didn't think anything else would be happening.
Yeah.
And so we did a lot of collaboration and we did a
Mm.
lot of like, let's figure out kind of how the world works. But then once we
Mm.
got out of there, it's very fun because nobody in the has any reason to be truthful to her. Like she's a
Mm.
stranger. Everyone's gonna try and manipulate her. And so even as like
Yeah.
a GM side, I could give incorrect facts from her perspective that the other people thought were true. And they
Mm.
didn't need to be the same thing someone else was saying. Because it's like, why would the people that want her help give the same information as people that don't like her? And so it
Mm.
was very fun that it could be like one person trying to figure out where with a normal party, like, well, I think, and I think. And it kind of filled that role of everyone talking over each other and thinking about things together by having an entire world she had to interact with instead of just like here are my 2 friends who are traveling with me.
Hmm.
Yeah, what do you think, Abby? How did you feel?
Oh,
Oh, Lordy.
I felt so nervous
Hmm?
about it. It was, and I would tell Sean, I'd be like we'd be recording and stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, people are gonna think I'm stupid." Like, people are gonna think that I'm a big dummy. And it's like
Oh
there's like there's definitely one episode where I, as a player, made decisions I
Mm.
wouldn't typically make, and
Mm.
later I was like, "Oh, I have a like 103-degree fever." Um,
Mm.
so, and I'm very
Oh
ill,
no! Oh
actually.
no! Oh no!
And it's very funny because you can see over the course of it, we recorded 2 episodes, and you can see
Huh?
over the course of the 2 episodes, the circles under my eyes getting darker, and slowly getting a little dumber.
Oh no!
So it's things like that where I would be like, "Oh, I'm so nervous," and, I'm a girly who stays on mute, at a table until called upon, and
Mhm.
so being like, "Oh, this is a conversation we're having," and, "Oh, it's what do
Yeah.
you," and it's never like, it's, how I described it in a previous interview was,
Hmm?
you don't wanna have, like, main character syndrome when you're at
Oh
other
yeah.
tables. In this, the Godkiller is the main character, and you do have to run with that, and so there was, I think, a narrative point in
Hmm?
episode 1
Hmm?
where, we described not something taken when
Mm.
she killed Comfort, but something gained, and what she gained was, um, the feeling of being watched and,
Oh,
all
yeah.
the eyes on her, and it's like, yeah, yeah, I get it.
Oh lordy!
Mhm.
But, yeah, it's been such a learning experience, and I'm so thankful for it, and
Yeah.
all of it was such a great time. Like, even when I was sick, I was like, "This is so fun." Like
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So, with building the world and you two having that sort of collaborative intake of it and everything, what was that process like? What kind of like world baseline that you wanted to create for this game and for the story that you had in mind for this actual play here?
Oh, the baseline I kind of went with was the concept of the tower, which was like, yeah,
Hmm.
what if there was a Tower of Babel type situation, and that's where, like, the last of
Yeah.
humanity was?
Hmm.
Um, and for building Odette alongside that was
Hmm.
kind of the, like, okay, so, like, I had this, like, video game tutorial quick
Hmm.
time event, like, opening cutscene in my head of Odette, like, doing, like, parkour, across the tower, and I had just this image of her, like, uh, grabbing, like, a piece of pipe or something off the ground and using it to, like, zip line across 2 halves of a broken tower, and so it
Sick.
was like, "Okay, what if the tower's falling apart too?"
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and so and then, Sean was like, "Yeah, okay," and, like, built upon those very minuscule ideas to create, something very lived in, and very sad, very
What was sad about the
dystopian.
tower? The
It's so
tower is
just I
great.
mean, it's dystopian. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
god
it's a
underneath
bad time.
it and, you know?
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
if you all had upheld your promises, it'd be a wonderful place to live. Uh,
Oh.
This was
and
generations before me.
it's like that's also, this is an entirely unrelated point, but I do think that's one of the most fun interpretations you could take with this show specifically is nobody's right. There is not
Hmm.
a single character, including Odette, that you can watch the
Yeah.
entire through line of the show and be like, they did nothing wrong.
Mm.
Everyone is faulty and everyone has a gray area of their like, okay, but like I get it, but you're still wrong about that. But also I get it. And yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
also what just kind of made the world feel so lived in and fun and alive was that we didn't have an enemy of like that one's the bad one. We
Hmm.
need beating him is going to fix the problem. There's someone that
Yeah.
Abby has identified as the bad one
The
that
bad guy
is
record is
is yeah
terrible.
is bad. But still, from their perspective, the people that worship record, the best person in the world. Like they are in a thriving society at the end of time.
Yep.
So that's also made it very like lived in. But we also had I mentioned earlier, some people came on and helped us like establish some of the gods in the world,
Hmm.
some of the landmarks. some of like the people who have already died, what their societies would have been like through like poems and songs and stuff like that. So it was nice to be able to not really like plot them anywhere, but be like, oh, we have a song about this. You're going towards the ocean. I'm going to put these people on the ocean and kind of like bring in the community as the world got discovered, because I didn't want to be like, oh, someone spent a lot of time over here and then she went right. So I'm sorry you wrote an entire song. No one's ever going to hear it. And so a lot of it was like figuring out what would fit kind of as she was going. But then most of it, I really think comes down to that moral question of who's right in this show. And the answer is no one, especially not Odette.
Alexander.
Yes, Alexander, Death. The two people who canonically did nothing wrong ever.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
That's so fair.
Yeah.
Maybe Wind.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
She was just doing her thing. Like, she's an icon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one I was sick.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is so cool and everything. And having such a world where it's very much of like, some people see these as like good, bad, and it's very much of like, we understand what you're coming from, but this is the only way we see it, and this is not the way we cannot uproot and like even like mold or modify. That's gotta lead into some crazy like storytelling potentials for like with role playing, world building, and other like consequences that the NPCs will like domino effect and affect the stories and even like change as a whole from like one point to the other.
Yeah. Hey, you wanna comment on any of that? Anything you feel like you did that maybe caused a domino effect? Anything you did?
I don't.
Oh no.
Sorry, I just had to. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say I'd say the pretty much every decision I made in the game will have some sort of domino effect, if not already.
Yeah.
There's some stuff, you know. We're going to Gen Con, and it's called the Fall of Odette.
Oh
yeah. Maybe
So
Odette committed crimes.
She's gonna die.
Oh,
there was one specific moment where it wasn't even an intentional thing that Odette did, but the relationship she had built already kind of made a path for her the only possible path. And it's a path that she didn't want to be on, but it was the only one she could be on without causing further issue. And that's kind of one of the things that, like you're talking about, like it would develop and shape. And it's like, yeah, like choosing somebody 5 episodes ago suddenly means you have to kill an innocent person. And that's on you because you set yourself here. And Abby will say it's not on her. Abby will say, oh, but very much
no. It's totally on me. It's totally on me. There's so many reasons for it, though. So many reasons. There's so many reasons. She was listening to a goddess's advice who was like, so you can talk to these you can talk to these 3 gods. She was like, there's death, and I was like, okay, nice narrative moment for Odette to be like, oh, let's not do that because she's still mortal and fears death at that point still. And then she goes, or there's Parrish, and he's like, he scares me. He's like just like says ominous things, and she goes, or there's Record, and she's like sounded all chill about that, and so I was like, well, I guess I gotta go back to Record, and went back and set those things in motion where Record became incredibly antagonistic, and and then I had to go kill Parrish, which ended up being a very chill guy.
Sometimes
he
they
did
just
nothing wrong.
He did nothing wrong. He truly did nothing wrong, and Odette killed him.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it was a peaceful parish. So.
Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, it was.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then his domain fell down around her, crushing her to death. But she didn't die. She just went to.
I met death, and the death was also super chill.
Yeah.
Okay, win loss. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh lordy, man, that is absolutely insane. Oh my god. So, so with building Odette and like creating everything, was it very much a collaborative of with you two, like designing the character and everything, and like coming up with like a thorough beat line for what you want to explore with the character in the world, or what was sort of like the game plan with Odette with this entire thing?
What started with Odette was the idea of someone who wants to tell a story. Like there is
Mm,
a story she wants to tell in the world, and that is
mm,
like her goal. So then we had like a meeting where we did like world
mm,
building and some session zero stuff. And we also built Odette during that.
mm,
And the like kind of workshopping thing that we the conclusion we came to was that there's an unnamed god, and
mm,
she wants to find out that god's name and tell
mm,
their story because
mm.
that might save us all. And
Yeah.
that is a very
Mm,
hopeful outlook in a very bleak world.
yeah.
And so you also have to pick a flaw for your god killer, and so we went with naive.
Mm,
And so it's why she takes a lot of what the deities say at face value.
mm,
Um and until she starts to get a little more jaded by the world
mm,
there at the end. I think we thought that we were gonna hit some of the narrative beats a little quicker than we did,
mm.
because it was going to be a 6-episode
Yeah.
series, and instead episode 6 was more of like the midway low point, in a
Mm.
narrative of like, "Okay, it's not done yet." Um, and so, yeah. What do you think,
Okay.
Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you kind of had a really strong idea of who Odette was even
Mm.
before that session zero. You were like, I know Odette. I know what she's like. And so it's
Yeah.
fun to like be like, okay, where are we coming from? Like you didn't want to be a god spawn. Like you wanted to be the nobody.
Mm.
You wanted to have like that call to adventure moment. And yet the thing that always haunts me is you wanted her to be telling the unnamed god story, which is something that I, Sean, forgot about however many weeks later
Oh
until that
no.
god was directly asked his life story and I had to do a 10-minute monologue from nothing. But yeah,
It's
no, I feel
so
like you
good.
had
You cannot
yeah,
tell.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was really, really
people
good.
have said, but thank you. But yeah, it's like, well, okay. But yeah, I think Odette was pretty solidly like we did a little bit to like build her friends. Like
Mm,
Alexander was created in that session zero.
mm,
Her
Yeah.
life on the tower was created in the session zero.
mm,
The tower's perception of her, because it's so easy for like a character that's like a main viewpoint character to be like, yeah, everyone loves me and I'm the savior. It's like, no, we didn't want to go there. We want to go like
Mhm.
you're
mm,
a street busker that is in people's way. And
Yeah.
so like seeing how people don't really respect
mm.
Odette, see how like in a
Mhm.
society where it's like you are assigned your job and your job is to keep everyone alive and you're not doing a job, you're instead doing your own thing. Like the view, and that was kind of the most thing that we had to do together was how much the world reacted to a girl who's trying to exist outside of that world. Yeah.
Oh, that is really, really cool. Oh, that is just fantastic. So very much it kind of like feels just like having like coming to the job and like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And everyone being kind of like a little jaded, bitter of like the new person coming in with the very perky attitude and trying to keep that jaded system. And you're like, okay, I guess I have to be the enemy to break this system to make things better now. Okay. That's really, really cool. A little bit too close to home to real life.
Yeah, as we went, the game really did take on a this is why fascism is bad undertone.
Yeah,
That
for
wasn't
sure.
entirely planned at the start, and by like episode 4, it was like, oh, this is clearly a story about the rise of fascism, but here we are.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we didn't necessarily stop it.
No, we didn't.
No.
It kind of is a recurring thing all the way to the end, and this was
Yep.
Yep.
recorded several months ago before
Yep.
things were in the state they are now. But hey,
Yeah, and the things
yeah,
we're doing in the future
yeah,
are gonna keep going with.
yeah,
Oh, snap. Hey,
yeah.
hey, it is always good to talk about fascism and fighting against and critiquing it in any medium and story. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I think, the most surprising theme that
hmm,
neither of us planned for or expected to come up with, but
hmm,
it came full force and it stayed.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
giving record just so much. I think we I gave record a lot of a lot of power over
Mm.
Odette's narrative, which means record, who's the one that's tied to that narrative, it became a
Yeah.
little more
Yeah.
prominent.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, lordy. Okay, so with like going into the world, building your characters and stuff and everything, was there a very favorite aspect of the world or any of the NPCs that you guys built that was just like, this is our baby here. We don't want the babies to be hurt, but the babies may or not get hurt, or we have to protect the babies.
Yes,
Oh, I'm seeing the nod.
yes, the lads.
Oh
Sean, talk
no.
about the lads.
See, I did not know where your head was going with that because as I
Mhm.
started smiling, I was not expecting the lads to be the answer.
The
So the lads are
Huh?
the city guard of
Hmm?
a place that does not need a city guard.
Hmm.
They're a city like the domain of a god that if anyone
Hmm.
starts to cause problems, they just erase them from existence. Not like they
Hmm.
kill them or anything, they just don't exist in the like history does not remember them, don't exist.
Yeah.
So the city guard has no job or purpose. They're just performative. And one of Odette's friends gets stolen from his life because of her actions and taken with her to this safe haven.
Hmm?
And then gets abandoned there because Odette's
Oh.
like, hey, I'm going to go on my mission and you're not safe to bring with. And then comes back and just learns that this guy has made friends with the town guard, who are just therefore collectively referred to as the lads. They have no speaking roles.
Hmm.
They four of them do get named. It was Josh, Zach, Daniel, and Andy.
Hmm.
Just because they needed a name in one moment, but it's also like they're undeterminate. There's
Hmm.
no one knows how many lads there are,
Mhm.
and they just kind of do what the lads need to do. But they're just a bunch of himbos that want to make the world a better place. Literally never talk, never do anything like, and don't even like they impact the scene by like Odette will walk in, see that a bunch of people like, oh, you look bad, and then not a lad talks, and then the lads leave. Like they
Hmm.
are literally just a great chorus, but they never do anything. And we love the lads so
Oh.
much.
We love them so much. We would message and be like, "Lad sighting," when when the recordings were being posted. We'd be like, "Oh my god, the first
Mhm.
canonical lad has showed up."
Yeah.
We
And
love
then
the
we did
lads
canonically call them the lads. I think in like episode 9 or something, like they do get
very much towards the
deemed
end.
the lads.
Hmm?
But
Yeah,
yeah, like watching it back, we're like, oh, the lads. The
the
lads are
lads
here.
are here.
Oh lordy, I absolutely love that. That's just so fantastic. Yeah, you always gotta have a group of himbos. That's the quickest way to get anyone to attach to them. It's just like, here you go. These are my babies now. They are himbos, and I need a himbo tonight. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. Okay, so with Godkiller being a power to the apocalypse system and everything, and how everyone is very much either their first TTRPG is going to be one of the main popular ones that is like Dungeons and Dragons, Vampire the Masquerade, Pathfinder, yada 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 yada. Would you say that the transition to Godkiller to D&D would be a very good like smooth transition, or this would be a very good fit as a good taste of what TTRPGs can be for someone getting into the genre of games?
I feel like you probably can answer that better because I
Hmm.
mostly indie. So like I don't really have a
Hmm.
clear like D&D to God Killer jump
Yeah.
because it's like D&D, Ocean of Indie, and God Killer's in there. Where I know
Yeah.
Abby, you do more D&D, but I do think it's got
Hmm.
if I think it's an easier way to get into because there's no mechanics to learn.
Hmm.
Like it's not like you're going to need to sit down and be explained how like a level 1 character
Hmm.
works. And you're not going to need to know what stats to roll, and you're not going to need to know anything like that. But I think
Hmm.
it would put a lot of weight on someone as their first improv game, their first CTRPG to carry a game where so much of it is on
Hmm.
you as a player. If you're trying to like just get used to like, oh, I swing a sword. Hooray. To be told like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the fact that you're unloved? And like that's just how you have to roll with it. I think
Oh.
that would be the hard part, but I think Abby,
Hmm.
you would again have the better knowledge there.
Yeah, I would say mechanically, it's a very easy transition. Now, I've played Powered by the Apocalypse before,
Mm.
so I'm gonna kind of go off of my transition from D&D to when I played Masks for the first time.
Yeah.
That was my first Powered by the Apocalypse game.
Mm.
Very, very easy. This has even less to keep track of than Masks.
Mm.
Masks has your whole character sheet, and you level up, and you do all kinds of stuff. In Godkiller, you do not level up. You
Mm.
gain powers and lose powers, and that is up to you when you give those up. And you gain strain, and you hope to lose it, or instead will hit that fifth strain, and then you have some narrative decisions to make. So yeah, I would agree with Sean that the main thing
Mm.
would be the duet aspect of it, and
Mm.
the themes of it is like it depends on what you're used to playing and comfortable playing, and how far out of that comfort zone you're willing to go
Yeah.
for Godkiller, because it's very vulnerable to
Mm.
play, which is a very cool experience, and I recommend people do it because it's
Yeah.
very fun. But for a first TTRPG,
Mm.
uh, I would say I would not advise against it. I would
Mm.
just say to read the book and watch, and maybe watch some people play it. There's lots of incredible
Mm.
Godkiller actual plays out there,
Mm.
and I would like watch a little bit of it and see how
Mm.
the conversation between the GM and the Godkiller plays out, and see if
Mm.
that's something that you wanna pursue.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that is always a good thing to think about and everything. And being very much so of checking out more of the world besides just like the familiar lakes and rivers and everything, and into the vast sea of indie TTRPGs and stuff is always a scary thing to do because, familiarity is comforting and stuff. So it very much seems like this is like the next good level of like jumping into like the sea levels of indie TTRPGs. And with indie TTRPGs, what about them would you feel like really grabs you guys as like, yes, this is something that like mainline TTRPGs don't really have the best aspect of, or they kind of like it's their weakest pillar to like work on, where all of these other games kind of like do a really good job at. What would you guys think about that?
Is it my turn?
Mine's
I
a
lost track.
it is, but mine's just a controversial take. So if you want me to
Okay.
go first, I can be controversial, and then you can cover it back, or you can go first and I can cover it, whatever you want.
Okay, I don't know if mine's gonna be controversial, but it's
Yeah.
just I find indie games to be
Hmm.
there's so much more.
Hmm.
Like there's an indie game for just about everything, and
Yeah.
every time and they're also more accessible as
Hmm.
well. Like, we have friends who release free RPGs, all
Hmm.
year round, and then there's free RPG Day as well.
Hmm.
And there's just I mean, there's some for everything. Like, the system, 10 candles is like, "Yeah, the 10 candles are gone, game's over, you're all dead." How do
Hmm.
you feel about the inevitability of death? Like, stuff like that. Like, there's some really profound ones, including,
Oh yeah.
like, there's one I wanna play so bad, and I think I've brought it up in every interview so far, which is
Huh?
Skeletons, where you are
Ooh.
skeletons in a dungeon, and you are
Hmm.
waiting for the heroes are the adventuring party is going to come and kill you someday, and it is, like, it's so sad, but yeah, you are the
Hmm.
skeletons in the dungeon,
Hmm.
um, and it's the, like, "Oh, yeah, you're in a D&D game, you go into that dungeon, skeletons are easy, you just kill them and keep going and stuff, but then you play this little tiny game and you're like, "No, they were real and they were so precious," and it's so
Yeah.
sad, actually. There's just some really, really incredible indie games out there.
Hmm.
I think that, uh, I what is it?
Hmm.
Sean, you just will if you wanna make a game, like, do an actual play that doesn't have a system, you'll just be like, "Roll a D6." Like
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you can really, really do anything, and then there's, like, dread and stuff. I think you can turn
Mhm.
I'm of the opinion you can turn any board game into an indie game if you wanna role play
Hmm.
hard
Yeah.
enough.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm definitely in favor of indie games. I think they
Hmm.
expand, the world of TTRPGs just infinitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love playing D&D. I think it's a lot of fun.
Hmm?
I think every other game is a better storytelling mechanic than D&D. And I say this a lot. Abby, why are you laughing at me? Am I wrong? No, I'm correct.
Just didn't expect when you said it was going to be controversial. I was like, yeah, Sean's going to be like, yeah, indie games are better than D&D, and I'm like, yeah, that's not super controversial. And then you're just like,
Mhm.
it's bad for storytelling.
It is. Like,
Yeah.
unless you want your story to only be we are heroes that are rising to the
Hmm.
greatest heights and doing whatever,
Yeah.
fine. I'm also not a fan of those stories.
Hmm.
Like, I do not care for fantasy worlds. I don't like people succeeding. I want to know what happens when your heart is shattered into 1,000 pieces and you have to keep going. And sometimes that happens in D&D, but the system doesn't allow for it. That's the
Yeah.
people doing it. Like, in the system, you roll a charisma save, cool, you're fine. That's how the system works. I don't think it's a good storytelling system. I think it's a lot of fun. It's not a good storytelling system. Versus the indies, where it's like you have everything. And if you still want those stories, you have them. Like Blades in the Dark, not entirely the same, but you can rise to the top of your criminal empire. Cool. You're not all playing rogues. There are different playbooks for it. There are different ways to do it. Stories about wanting to know what it's like to die. You got 10 Candles, which is a game full of hope, and like you think you're going to survive is the point of 10 Candles. Versus like my series that I run, Our Place at the End of the World. You know you're going to die. And it's just 6 days of like, okay, what are we going to do before we get there? Who do we want to be remembered as, even though no one will remember us? There's games like you mentioned skeletons, but there's also adventure skeletons, which is a similar thing where it's like these skeletons leave the crypt and they have a day out. And it's like sometimes it's shenanigans. Like they're supposed to convince the townsfolk that they know how to like summon an elder god. So they put on farmer's clothing and replace their limbs with um farm tools, and they go out in like cloaks and they're like, we know how to summon skeleton god. And that's like the skeletons. Or on like another note, there we did you can combine them so much. We did a series called They Tried, combining Not Yet by Theo Navarro and then Tell Them How It Ended in Yours, Mine, and Ours by Rara. And it's like that's one story told through 3 different indie games that gave us like the flexibility we wanted for each. And I think in terms of storytelling, it is so much better to use literally any other system, because a lot of people will be like, but look at these channels that did it. Yes, they had wonderful role players who then rolled some dice after. If they don't roll them dice in those scenes you remember, they don't do that. It's not what they do. So
Yeah.
I think indie is better.
Yeah.
Indie for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I am very much of the camp of like, yes, I know this D&D, it has its very ugly problems it is, but look, there's some cool stuff about it and everything. And look, if I just put enough like tender loving care and elbow grease on it, it could be a lot better and stuff. But no, as looking more into like indie and everything, you do see that the shoebox that D&D tries to get yourselves into these stories aspect of the usual cases that goes for just expands it so much. And I feel like it's very much you'll be doing yourself a great service to go out and try these indie TTRPGs to expand your taste and your skill sets as a DM, as a player, as a writer, as like any like creative person to see, yo, check out how they're building the grasses on the other side of the fences here. And then you can like look at the other side of your grass and be like, oh, I gotta put some more like good fertilizer and some other cool garden flowers up here to make things a little bit more bib.
I also think it's easier to hop into an indie game from a whole table's perspective, because like if you want to DM D&D, you don't have to, but you need to baseline understand a lot of things. If you want to play a game of good soup, there is no GM. It's 5 people telling a story together, and it's like the person to your left will take the scene after, and the person to your right will tell you what you find here.
Yeah.
And then nobody has to have that pressure on them. There's none of that combativeness. Like, it's so nice to be like, hi, we're here to be sad.
Yeah.
And that's all. And not, hi, we're here to roll dice to see if we're sad. Yes,
Yeah.
Abby?
I'm gonna just read something real quick from May 30th, 2026.
Okay.
From the Help Action Needed threads. I'm prepping for the next run of indie shows I'ma do, but man, something about being DM'd by a local level up lady than watching Abigail the Nerd in her shows makes me want to do D&D again.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
started that message with saying I like D&D and I like playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play.
I've said I would play it. You can also then, I believe, a day before that, scroll up where Grant describes the Help Action Needed brand as crazy, sad, and barely a game. So,
That's also
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm not against D&D. I love playing D&D. I
Yeah.
play it all the time offline with my friends. I
Yeah.
think as an introduction and a storytelling mechanic, it's not it.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. I just wanted to find. I just had that idea in my head. I was like, I just want to pull this up.
Hey, yeah. Shout out
Just-
to Anna. Go watch Hilarity Save, like local level up lady
Yes.
Anna, one of the best D&D DMs in the space. Because
Mhm.
their podcast not getting as much attention, but they're also now doing a lot of cool stuff on Twitch. Like they just did a fundraiser for the Clear Water Fund to stop AI from stealing all of our water.
Exactly.
Go follow Hilarity Save RPG and watch Anna do her thing.
Yeah.
Man, lovely.
Exactly. Oh yes. Fuck AI and
Yes.
support the homies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we're kicking all the buttons here. We said fuck fascism, fuck generative AI, fuck
Yeah.
capitalism, just to make Brendan Lee Mulligan happy. There we go.
Yeah, we could tie that into the D&D as a bad storytelling device because as well as D&D is run by, I'll say it, a bad company.
Yep, no, yep,
Yeah.
you absolutely right. MTG
Mhm.
Arena people, you guys get your, I believe they got unionized at this time of the video and everything, so yay! Union busting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I lost my track here. All right, there it is.
Hey.
Okay. So good. Okay, so with the Godkiller game system and with your guys' AP, what would you want people to who are experiencing the game and watching your stuff of this incredible cool game, what feeling would you want them to come out of?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a good one. Because the feeling should never be like sad or melancholy. Like I feel like everything that we do has a underlying vein of hope throughout it. Like that's the difference. Like mine is my whole world of games is the world is bad, but you shouldn't feel bad about that.
Mm.
It's you should find the little nice part. So you should feel hopeful. This one doesn't really have those hope core moments.
Mm.
W- Does it at the end?
Yeah, when Odette's reflecting on all the help she's gotten in her past and the acts of kindness and being like, that's
Okay,
real.
so you mean like 40 minutes before the end then? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like 40 minutes before the end, like episode 7, very hope core. But really once we hit episode 8, it's then just a downhill spiral where nothing gets better.
Mm.
Like there's no other way to say this. It's everything gets bad from
Oh.
Yeah.
8 to the end. But I also think that people should have a feeling of like just awareness of the world around them. Like I said, like
Yeah.
it's a show where nothing is concrete.
Mm.
There is no good, there's no bad, there's nobody to like there are people to root for and there are people to root against, but there's no way to say like this person is objectively correct. And so I think having that awareness of like maybe we should look at the world a little more nuanced would be a feeling I would
Yeah.
like people to take from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want people to take from it,
Hmm?
from especially the last couple of minutes of the show,
Mm.
is yeah, I think there's a hopeful ending. I think there's a very much like a passing it on to the next generation part to the ending where it's like Odette's fulfilled her job. There's nothing more she can do at this time.
Mm.
Except provide her magic and her like a little bit of her story
Mm.
to the next generation. And I think that ends in a sort of hopeful way because in Odette's low point, she had said she doesn't really care if she's remembered or not anymore at this point. And then at the end is making sure that she is remembered in some way, even if it's just by one person in the far future.
Yeah.
Embedding her story and her point of view, because history is being written by the winner in this world, and so she's trying to keep her voice beyond death in that
Yeah.
So I think there's I think there's some hope. I want people to want more of it though. Like we left the end open ended, which we will then close at Gen Con.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
even then, it's not going to be fully closed. Like
Mm.
the door will close, but like the windows in the door will still be open, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Debt's door
Yeah,
will
that's
close.
gone. Yeah,
Debt's dying at Gen
Yeah.
Con.
but her legacy won't be gone.
My first
Exactly.
panel ever is a one-on-one in a 200-seat ballroom that's gonna be mostly empty, and
Mhm.
you're gonna
Well,
kill me.
Hey, just don't cry live on stage. That's all I can say.
I'm going to. What kind of ask is that? We're killing Odette.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
you guys should totally go check out and go get their panel and everything at Gen Con and everything to support the homies. Why would you want to support the homies here?
If you want to come to the Marriott Ballroom and be sad from 10 to 11:30 on a Friday, we'll be
Do it.
there.
Do
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's
It's gonna be so
TTRPGs. It's either like you're here to be a goofball or you want to be sad. So it's
Yeah.
like, yo, chocolate or vanilla.
Come see us and then go to the puppy bowl. It's gonna be fine.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, right. Is there any other final stuff that you guys want to either mention about the system, your story that you guys have created for this actual play, or any other little tidbits and stuff?
Ooh. I just I'm very thankful to everyone who
Hmm.
has watched the show, who's encouraged us throughout the whole journey, and very thankful to the people who helped contribute
Hmm.
at the beginning with the writing, and that was getting to hear the poems and the Wayfarer's Journal,
Hmm.
and getting to hear like a god that someone had made show up. That was so cool. It was a really fun little experiment with that collaboration. I think it turned out really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And definitely to second that, like
Hmm.
I do a lot of pre-recorded stuff, and
Hmm.
you never know if something's going to be a hit or not. Like you can
Hmm.
record something and have it be done for 8 months, and then somebody views it for the first time 8 months later, and like, okay, I'm like, well, cool.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen with this one. There were a lot of people that were very interested in it, and then a lot of people who are still very interested in it. Like it's now coming out in podcast form. Every other week it's coming out as a podcast, and like it's still really well received. Like people that are just podcast listeners are finding it for the first time and loving it. Like I'm just so glad that that's happening.
Hells
And then I
yeah.
feel the other thing is like if you're listening to it, really listen to the music stuff because a lot of it is
Yes.
important. Like each
Mm.
character has a theme, each character has something about the songs that will line up with them. And I think if you're someone that likes music or likes scene setting, that will give you an extra level to it. Because it's kind of how I went in with editing. I was like, how does this
Mm.
sound? How does this person sound? How does this character sound when they're upset versus when they're happy? And so everyone has their own themes. And I think that would also give you like that extra level, especially if you want to rewatch it or re-listen. Like go in now with the scoring in mind. Live your life, but live it by listening to us again.
Exactly. Live Moss, support the
Mhm.
homies, and just enjoy some dope ass music.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I would say that we're kind of reached the end here and everything and all that. So, yes, help action needed, Abigail the Nerd. Thank you for you two for coming in here and being lovely guest members for this episode of Roll the Talk here and everything. Where can people find you and other crazy stuff that you all be doing here? Plug away, friends.
Yeah, anywhere at the Help Action Needed system. I have it unified across the internet, all one word. Yeah, we have a Twitch channel, a YouTube account, which is where all of the pre-records go, and then a podcast, which is where most things will end up on the podcast at various release waves. And then also on Instagram, not on Twitter at all. Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Don't really use them much. I don't like social media, but I'm
Yeah.
there, and you can find me.
Yeah.
And yeah, every podcast, if we're not on a podcast site, let me know because I think we're on all of them. So
Dang.
find me anywhere. I'm in your walls.
True, I'm scared. Hi, I'm Abigail, also known as Abigail the Nerd on all socials except Twitter. That is a totally dead account. It's just there so someone doesn't take my username and do weird
Mm.
things with it.
Yeah.
That's my
Um,
TikTok.
I know I need to stop sending you things on it. And you can find me over on the Help Action Needed channel a lot more
Mhm.
often than not in the upcoming projects. So go check that out. And then over on Tales Guild, where every Tuesday doing Tales of Ages, where I play Sybil, little gal, and then every other Sunday play Astral Guardians, where I play Dawn, who's a horrible gal,
Oh!
terrible woman she is.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, then you can find us at Gen Con, so come say hi.
Mhm.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And that's all for me.
Yeah, and hello there, everybody. My name is Dice&Autism. I tell stories internet. You guys can find me on this channel of the tube I have here. I also be doing the streaming on my Twitch stuff and everything. I have a game on the Tales Guild. It was called New Rawless or anything. It is ended and everything. And who knows? Maybe there'll be something coming up. Who knows? Working. Ooh. But don't worry about it. But yes. Go follow these lovely nerds. Go check out the Godkiller AP. Go find them at Gen Con. Watch their performance. Go buy the goddamn game. Go check out, like, Johnny Kang and, like, Transplaner, all that stuff. Support all the homies that we have mentioned here. And also, y'all take good care of yourselves. Drink your water, eat your meds, stay happy, and fight for your happiness wherever going on in this crazy world. And also, be kind to yourselves, okay, guys? Please do. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye!